Hello guys and dolls. Bob Arum is known as the mega promoter in the world of boxing, and he's actually done a lot for the sport in terms of putting together these massive bouts that are both profitable and enjoyable to watch. But as it turns out, it's actually taking a massive hit to the sport of boxing. Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao will never fight each other, and this is something that I'm just now kind of coming to grips with, and still at the very flicker of the idea of a mega bout. Still gets me to that level of excitement, still pushes me over, and these guys know it. Bob Arum knows it. So I want to take you down a little field trip, if you will, a mental field trip, and go through a few different quotes that Bob Arum has said through the years to kind of spin the fact that a potential fight may happen. But it's interesting to look at some of the quotes. I know Bob Arum is very famous for his words of saying, "Yesterday I was lying, but today I'm telling the truth." That's very indicative of him as a boxing promoter. Marketing I'm in marketing. That's what I do for a living. In marketing, it's a very deceptive field, and he is the master at it. There's no better marketer that I've seen, other than like politicians and stuff like that, than Bob Arum. Also, I'm involved in boxing, so it's maybe all I see. But either way, Bob Arum is a masterful marketer. So what I want to do is I want to go through a few different quotes and kind of delve into this whole concept of a mega bout with you, and hopefully open your eyes to the bullshit that's really spun, and we're really just being taken advantage of. Even me, myself, I'm a marketer. I know what's being done. I still fall for it. And I want to thank Ben from Fight Hype for kind of sending me all of this stuff, a bunch of information that he sent me. So thank you so much, Fight Hype. And yeah, let's jump right into the bullshit that Bob Arum says. And also, I want you to pay attention to these dates. Sometimes the dates are just a day later, and it's very, like I said, indicative of yesterday I was lying, today I was telling the truth. It's a cycle. It's a continual cycle. Have you guys noticed that? Yeah, me too. Alright, let's jump into these quotes. I don't think there's any problem with making that fight. Even a 50-50 split with Mayweather is nonsense. He's just a head case, and it would be very, very difficult to put a match together. Predicting the future there. People don't want to spend money watching a defensive fighter. That's the problem. He cares more about his legacy and being able to retire undefeated so he could say that he never lost a fight. Who is this ignorant, illiterate kid demanding this? Who is he? Mayweather knows Manny's phobia for giving blood, and he's using that to get out of this fight. Notice how it went from needles, being scared of needles, to being afraid of giving blood, because you couldn't really go for the needles aspect anymore because everybody was saying, hey, look at all those tattoos that Manny has. So it went from being scared of needles to having a phobia of getting your blood taken. Notice that quick jump there. Floyd never really wanted this fight, and it's just harassment of Pacquiao. That may have been the case then. It certainly isn't anymore. This fight is absolutely off. That is not our position, period. We are moving on to Malinaji. If they do not agree to this, then Mayweather will never, never fight Manny. The more we go public, the more each side gets put into a corner and less likely for the fight to happen. Once you start negotiating through the media, it becomes ego-driven. Mayweather asked for a number so high, he indicated that he didn't want to fight. Take a guess what that number was that he asked for. $100 million for himself. The only issue is whether he wants to fight in November. That's the only issue. We're ready for the Mayweather fight, but we have to make contingency plans just in case. Who knows if Mayweather will be around next year to fight? I mean, he has some real problems. What is his criminal situation? Pacquiao Mayweather is a 3 or 4 round fight, period, and who knows that best? Mayweather. They already said May 5th. How dare they? Who are they to say what date the fight has to be held? What kind of negotiation is that? The way they are going about this seems like a bizarre way to go about it. If you want to put a fight together, you meet, you talk. And I agree with that. You don't necessarily call out a random date, just any date that you have available, and then call somebody a pussy if they don't make that date. That's not negotiation. That's not how business is done. And to call somebody a pussy, that's just bullshit. If we decide to do a rematch with Marquez, there is no reason to sit down with Mayweather. Richard Schaefer is on the outside looking in. Who knows? And who cares what Richard says? They have no contract. Floyd, that's a fact. May 5th can't happen for us. We want to explore the idea of getting a temporary stadium arena in the streets of Las Vegas that can sit $40,000. I don't even know if he's on schedule to start sparring until the beginning of April. I don't even know if Mayweather will be licensed by the Nevada State Athletic Commission before he serves his jail time. I always believed that Mayweather would pick a Hispanic fighter for May 5th, and we were good with that, and we didn't want to interfere in his business. Knowing Floyd like I know Floyd, he's probably looking for an ordinary kind of opponent in May. Until we hear from Mayweather that he wants to fight Manny in May, you really can't pin Manny down. The problem remains the same, in that no one from Mayweather's side would guarantee his purse. And last but not least, unless Cotto changes his mind, it'll be Bradley. Alright, so do you guys see the continual cycle here? The cycle that we all go through, that Bob Arum kind of puts us through. And really, Manny's not stepped up. So he's, you guys know how I feel about that situation. I love Manny. I think he's an amazing fighter. I really do. He's one of the best brawlers of our time. We have some new brawlers coming up, hopefully, that maybe will take his place. We'll see how they grow. They have a lot of growth and development to do. But he's definitely the best brawler of our time. But he's not stepped up himself, so you guys know how I feel about that situation. Anyhow, the cycle that we've been put on, that is what they've been doing. So hopefully these quotes kind of open you up and let you see everything that's been going on. This fight's not going to happen. Bob Arum himself said it's not going to happen. Schaefer said it's not going to happen. Mayweather's been calling him out. I think Mayweather saw that opening that Pacquiao had, his last performance. It was very, it was an eye-opener, really, for a lot of Pacquiao fans. I know here on YouTube, you guys saw all of the Pac-Tards kind of just disappeared. All of the crazy Pacquiao fans. They just outright disappeared because, I mean, everybody knew that performance was less than stellar. He won it, you know, on paper he won it. That was his fight. A lot of people saw that as being stolen. I'm not going to really get into that. But either way, Mayweather saw this opportunity and hell, he ran with it. So all he's really been doing is calling out Manny, and Manny seems to be turning his cheek. But anyhow, hopefully these quotes kind of help you realize this fight's not going to happen, and after the Bradley bout, I imagine the same thing's going to happen, and it's just going to cycle itself, kids. I'm sure there's going to be somebody else to take these guys' spots, but this isn't going to happen. This fight's not going to happen. It's kind of unfortunate that the business side of things in boxing is taking over. I know in the olden days, before I was even really a boxing fan, I know a lot of you guys were boxing fans at that time, it seemed like when two guys wanted to fight each other, when there was a beef, they would fight each other, and money was never really a concern. Those days are long gone. With these huge purses, how could it not be, really? So, who's to blame in the situation? You know, you have several people to blame, but right now, we're definitely blaming Bob Arum. So, listen to those quotes, go back and read them again. I'll post a link to several quotes down below from Fight Hype. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, I hopefully this will be good for me, because I do a lot of videos on this mega bout because it excites the hell out of me. But hopefully this will be a lesson for me, and I won't fall hook, line, and sinker, which is so odd. I talk to a lot of my friends, and they're like, what the fuck, you know exactly what's happening. They're doing the same thing that you... Not the same, I'm not that corrupt or anything, but I get what's going on and still I fall for it. But hopefully we'll start to learn and we'll realize what's happening and we won't fall for the same shit over and over again. So help me get through my obsession of this mega bout, and I'll help you guys, and let's kind of go together, because this isn't going to happen. And let's just move forward from here. But anyhow, hopefully those quotes helped you realize what's been going on. And let me know below, comment below, what fighters you are looking forward to, the next era of boxing. And yeah, let me know who you're looking forward to, and I will talk to you guys later. I guess the whole point of this video was just to let you guys know that this has been some bullshit. And yeah. Alright.